that have happened. You speak about an assault that had taken place. There are denials about those incidents happening, but you are saying that as far as you are concerned, these are things that have happened.
So that part of my life was a very dark time. The particular assault that I'm talking about now was one that happened in our home. And for me, it was seeing that person in a way that I've never seen him before. And I think the incident that got us to that point, for me, was one which I thought, would make us very happy as a couple. Because he was angry at the fact that I went to work in Durban. And I remember coming back from Durban and arriving at home and finding him, he was sitting on the couch waiting for me. And immediately when I got there, he said to me, where do you come from? And I said to him, what do you mean when you say, where do I come from? Because you know where I come from. And, he continued to say to me that I'm not telling the truth. And he came upstairs. I remember he had a bottle of champagne in his hand. And I was trying to get out of the clothes I was wearing, and he, started spilling champagne on me. And with me trying to find out what was going on, he started beating me up. And his main aim in everything, I remember him saying that he needs to mess up my face, because this beautiful face is messing things up for him. Beautiful face is messing things up for him. And I remember having to cover my face because the shoes that he was wearing were really going to damage my face. And, he started hitting me in the ribs, started hitting me, my legs. And I couldn't walk. I crawled down the stairs. At that point, I believe that my ribs were broken because I couldn't really move this part of my body. And in doing that, I reached for my car keys and I ran out. And I remember him trying to block the driveway with his car. And I said to him, if anything, just allow me to leave. I then decided to call a friend of mine who is a doctor. At that time, he was stationed at Fosterhouse Hospital. I got there and he checked me. I remember him saying to me that my ribs were not broken, but there was a stretching that happened there. Obviously, Somizi was calling, trying to figure out where I was and calling my family. And how we eventually got to speak was through his friend, Tani, who called me and pleaded with me to come to his house so that he can talk to me about this incident. But that was just one of the many other incidents that took place.
So are you saying that Tommy knew?
Tommy did know, yes.
What did Tommy say to you?
Tommy told me that Somizi is sorry, and he promises that it will never happen again, and that I should go back to the house.
So where do you think
a big reason why Somizi and Titimba are not talking is because Somizi asked Titi to speak to certain people and told them not to hire me. So I chose to confront that situation very boldly because when I found out how I lost out on a gig, it was very hurtful that my husband and his best friend cooked up a story to make sure that I don't get that gig. So someone who says that they got me opportunities, but had a fallout with his friend because I addressed something that they did is very weird for me.
And these are the Fergusons?
These are the Fergusons, yes.
Which he denies?
He denied to the people, but he told me the truth.
What did he tell you?
He told me that he went and told T. Timba to speak to the Fergusons at that time because he was close to them, to not hire me.
Why do you think that that would be one of the reasons that would lead to their friendship breaking up, considering how long they've been friends for?
When I decided to confront TT about this, he then had to come clean and tell me who exactly told him to do that. So Somizi was angry at the fact that TT was not loyal enough to come up with a story to tell me so that I don't find out that he's the one who told TT to go to the Ferguson.
How did that recording come about?
You don't just walk into somebody else's life, do fuck all, and expect to live with everything. That is being a con.
Somizi speaks about you wanting 50%.
Yes.
Is that what you want?
I was shocked yet again when I was told that he said that I want 50% of his assets. The very first letter that we sent to Somizi on the 25th of June 2021 stated thereof that I want my clothing, I want the car which he bashed, I want the money for the wedding, which belongs to the both of us, and that was it. And it clearly states in the same letter thereof that each party is to retain their assets, each party is to retain their pension funds and provident funds, and each party is also to retain their investments thereof. So I was very shocked when he said I wanted 50%. Instead, in his response to the letter that we sent out to him, that he sent back to us on the 25th of July, he's the one who suggested that we go for division of joint estate. And to my surprise, he then goes on to his show and says, I asked him for 50% of his assets, when I have clearly just stated that I want my clothes, the car that he bashed, and the wedding money.
So is that it?
That is it.
That is it. Did you get the clothes?
I got some of the clothes.
So those boxes that we see is not everything.
Those boxes that you see in his show, I did not receive.
Oh, those boxes you didn't receive?
None of what he was holding in his hands did I receive.
Okay, and the car?
So, the car merely, we had a fight in November 2019, and my very first thing to do every time I would argue with Somizi was to go, because he gets very physical, and he gets very... My very first thing to do every time I would argue with Somizi was to go, because he gets very physical, and he gets very angry. And I got into my car and I wanted to take a drive. And he followed me in what he was driving then, which is the G-Wagon, and drove me off the road with my car. We then addressed it in the divorce papers that there is a car that you messed up, which you were supposed to pay for. And he started refusing, and we're still dealing with that at the moment.
You say that when he's angry, he has this tendency of becoming physical, which means that the physical assault would have happened more than twice.
Yes.
It would have happened more than twice.
Yes.
Did you ever open a case?
I didn't open a case.
Why?
Because he had always told me that he would change, and I knew what would come with the case. And it's never easy to just go into a police station and say that a Somizi Mhlongo abused you. But I chose to keep quiet and told the people that were very close to me what was happening, and believed him when he said that he would change.
Okay. There's also another part to that settlement, in the divorce settlement that you want, and that is you speak about the money for the wedding.
Yes.
What money is it?
So we did a wedding special with Showmax, and we obviously got into a contract with production and channel to get a fee that would be shared between Somizi and I.
And where's the money?
The money still sits with Legend, with Badida Television. Because
Care to share how much it is?
It is 1.5 million rand.
Each?
No.
Okay.
For the both of us. So Legend is saying that he cannot pay over the money because Somizi has told him to pay the money over to SARS. But I'm not sure how that conversation is going because I'm not facilitating it. So it's currently being taken care of by my attorneys.
Okay. So where's Mahale now?